Hi, video gamer fans. Here is again our interview section, and today I have the privilege to present to you a really great person, composer in general, and really talented one, I think. And he made quite really great soundtracks, and it's really varied and various type of musical style you can hear in those. And I think you will be really happy to know many interesting bits and things about him and also about the soundtrack. So Lautaro Ariño here. Hi.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for the participation. And I know you are living in Sweden and you came from Argentina, yeah?
Yes,
Yes.
my family is from Argentina.
Family, yeah.
I was born here in Sweden.
Mm-hmm. And this maybe affected your career also. Sometimes Latin musics and northern type of music and European, German, and everything kind of music, or it's not affected your style. Your two kind of culture fast,
Yes. Of course. Before I did game development and composition, I was actually a dancer. I worked as a dancer and a dance teacher, doing mostly Afro-Latin dances like salsa and such. So I think that's where I started to learn about the rhythmic and the composition and musical patterns and so. So I'm sure it has affected me.
Mm-hmm. And of course, your studies and your decision to be a composer later. What started this this thing that you wanted to be a composer, and it's your most important thing for your younger age? Yeah?
There's actually a very specific reason. When I stopped dancing, I studied software development. I studied coding. So
computer science and everything.
I started working as a consultant, and at that time I discovered that there was a lot of content on YouTube with a subculture that was reviving the music from the old computer games that I had when I was a child, like the 8-bit machines, the Commodore 64, the Commodore Amiga, and so on. And I rediscovered that music. I loved that music.
You were the fan of this type of music. And
Yeah. So sometimes we would load the games in just to listen to the music, right? So then I started listening to them to this kind of music mainly through YouTube and downloading all the files, playing in Winamp, so on. And after a few years, I felt this deep obsession with this music, and it wasn't enough to just listen to it. I wanted to interact with it more, so I decided to learn how to create music. So I started
experimenting with it. Sometimes I feel,
I started learning the composition tools, different music programs, and then I tried to learn also musical theory to be able to compose.
In Sweden? Oh?
In Sweden, yes.
In Stockholm? Oh? I see. There are some really great universities or professional school for composing, of course.
I'm sure there is, but I am autodidact. I haven't really. I have no formal training.
Wow, it's even more talent, in you. And of course, many practicing. Yeah.
Yes. I don't consider it like I don't consider it an honor that I haven't studied. I wish I had formal training. I would for sure be
or basic,
a lot better. Yeah.
That's really great. And how did you start this autodidactic method at home or in a special place or with friends or how?
No, at home. At home. Yeah. When I was a child, I did a little bit of sample-based music on the 8-bit machines in a special kind of music software called a tracker. Now they had 3 or 4 tracks, so you could have one sound per track. It was very, very limited. And I remembered how we used to, with my friends, experiment a little bit. And obviously we didn't understand music, so we didn't create anything really interesting. But it always stayed with me. So I started from there, and I discovered that there's actually a modern version of this kind of music software. So it's called Renoise. It's a modern tracker. So I started with this, and then I started learning how to use virtual synthesizers to get different sounds, and I had to learn synthesizing theory and understand how sound works and stuff like that, and then all the music theory. I just started learning the typical classical Western music theory to understand what makes a song sound good and what makes it sound bad.
And did you have some heroes, with these type of musics with the 8 bits and the synthesized and the 80s feelings, Enigma, Jean-Michel Jarre, many type of or Vangelis, who used to use these with sometimes with classic styles, with sometimes
my big heroes were all the big composers of the 8-bit era that made the music for the games more than anything. I listened to game music. I don't know.
The favorites, or what were the favorites one? Sorry.
Oh, there's a lot of them. We can name if anybody's interested to look up. I think maybe historically the most interesting is, or more prominent would be Rob Hubbard. He actually got an honorary degree from a musical university because of the techniques that he developed on how to compose music with such limited with such limitations that the hardware came. But another big favorite of mine is Tim Follins. Really amazing doing composition. We have so many names. Jeroen Tel, still active doing music, but very good. So on. I can just keep naming names, but
yeah, it's really good. We played many of these type of games in the early 90s with some consoles, and I think I heard many of them, and they were really great. All of these type of games have really varied music, also really have a good motion, feelings, also the mood, and also it's lyrical sometimes because without words. Also it's lyrical. Sometimes it's a little story, or just about the character.
The technical limitation makes it so that the only thing that you can do is compared to what you have at your disposition today. So the only thing you can do is to make sure that the composition is very, very interesting. right? So because you're not going to be able to have a lot of different sounds or a lot of
sometimes
modern
need
music
to
production.
experiment, and sometimes you need to work
Right.
more hard, maybe, to achieve the same feelings. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you mentioned also Jean-Michel Jarre. That's really interesting because I have I have a big inspiration from him in the. I also have some resentment. Let's see if there's maybe any Michel Jarre fans out there that can relate or will be provoked by what I say. But when one of my first albums that I got it. I think my father brought it home from work. Yeah, found it. It's on vinyl. Yeah, it's called Zulu.
Oh.
And I've listened to that since that day, all the time. So I listened to it my whole life. I love it. It's one of the best albums ever made, and it inspires me for, I think, every time I do synthetic music. It inspires me a lot. Maybe not if I do orchestral symphonic, but
Zulu, it's 1984. Yeah, it's 1984.
It's very special, and it's very different from the rest of his music. The rest of his music, I have to be honest, it never really got to me. It's that album, and from what I understand, it's his less known album.
Less known, but the text right about that it's the one of the most complex one from his, with electronic parts, pop, jazz, and mixed together, and also the 8-bit. So yeah, it's quite great. I need to hear it later after this.
Yeah, I don't think I've been alive 1 year without listening to the album since that.
He was here in Budapest last autumn, I think. Yeah, it was a really big concert. Sadly, I couldn't go there, but I hope I will. I was on Hans Zimmer concert or something like that, John Williams, but sadly no Jean-Michel Jarre. But I really liked its style of work style and the feelings the music can give. So it's really great. So I will need to hear this album later. Thanks for the advice.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what you think about it.
I will write about it, I think. So after that, when did you make your first game, composing it or making it also, because you sometimes developing also, no?
Right. So the first soundtrack that I developed was for a game called Obsidian Prince.
I saw that.
I was not a part of the development of the technical development. I only did the music for that game, and after that I started working as a game developer, and I did a little mobile game for a clothing store. They had like a promotion. They wanted to promote a new brand. So they wanted to have a game on the phone because they had a phone app, and then this also include like a marketing game. So I think it was active. You could play for 3 or 4 months, something like that. And then I also did a soundtrack for this game. It's like some kind of drum and bass sound.
Blue Racer or no?
Yeah, exactly. Blue Racer. Yeah. So the game is not around anymore. Well, I guess I have the source code, but the
maybe you can remaster it.
Yeah. The soundtrack is on Spotify. So,
I see.
Yeah, and then after that came Heroes Hour 1, which is obviously the biggest project that I've been involved.
Yeah, it's quite big. almost 50 teams. So, and they are really varied in style. So everyone has a unique style which represent faction or terrain, and not just those, but feelings that can even contact it with those factions or the terrain types or etc. So it's really great. Also, we have this 8-bit and the 80s style music also there. So, and some other type of music. So it must be a really hard work. I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a
And
it's a little bit of a
you,
mess.
how did you manage this? With different type of programs and the 8-bit computers or machines, or how you can manage to use something that feel like you used almost 50 type of instruments, but I think not. Yeah, so you just use some
Yeah,
teeny tiny magic.
most of them are virtual instruments. So they are different kind of software that emulates the sound
I
of
see.
real. So I don't use a lot of pre-recorded things. I prefer to use.
But you use some instruments in general,
No,
guitar
no.
or no.
I don't play any instrument. I cannot play any instrument, and I cannot sing. So for me, it's a very
It's
intellectual.
strange because they are really have really great teams, and it was to me that you at least one or two kind of instruments you can use really well because.
Well, okay, yeah. So
play.
I can play a little bit of keyboard. I can play
I
a
see.
little bit. I can take different chords. I can play some melodies and stuff like that. But I don't have any experience, for example, of playing live. I don't have experience
Or
of
violin or
playing
piano or something like that.
nothing like that.
Guitar.
No. And I don't think I would be very good at playing with somebody else, right? Because when I do something for composing, then I can always slow the tempo down if I need while I'm recording, and then take the tempo back up and things like this. So it's I haven't really practiced the technical instrument part.
But how you could make these such really beautiful teams, after this, that you said that you haven't got so many study in school, and also with these instruments some knowledge, but it felt it that way. That's why I asked you about it.
I would say that I have studied a lot. I just
I see.
haven't done
Just
it.
at home.
Yeah.
And maybe with your friends, there are some friends or relatives, who know about music really well or something like that. Or?
Yeah, whenever I found someone, I would always ask questions and things like that. Also, my I have to mention my wife. She's more of a schooled musician. When she was young, she studied in a kind of stage musical school. So she sings really well. She can play some piano and guitar, and
sometimes she can help you.
Yeah. She has helped me a lot.
It's really great collaboration.
especially with feedback. I think when you don't have experience, when you're learning, one of the biggest problems is that you become your judgment disappears. You become too involved. You some details, you start paying too much attention to them, like in a way that nobody.
Or maybe walk away near it because you
couldn't
catch it or something like that.
Yeah, or the opposite.
Inside, but from outside, somebody, a relative or a friend, maybe can see it.
Yeah. So she has been very helpful with that and pointing out my strengths and my weaknesses, and
I see.
She used to say, I don't think that's true anymore, but she used to say, your biggest problem is that when you make a song, you make three.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, because you kind of think that, oh, I'm not good enough, and then you try to overcompensate. You put in too many ideas, and it becomes unstructured.
So
right?
that's why the teams general long ones, because it's 5 or 6 minutes long sometimes. Yeah?
Yeah.
But
Well,
I really like that because it's not general, in this type of.
there is a reason for that, actually. So when you make music for games, you have to have you need to think about how you want people to listen to it. They're going, if you would make just like an album, when you put on a vinyl record, you play it from start to finish, they're going to hear the same music from start to finish every time, right? So how do you make it more interesting and so on? So for the easiest way of doing it is I think, or a quite easy way to do it, is to make a little bit longer songs, and you can have control over how to transition from one part to another part. So you can at least make the transitions good. Instead of having, for example, one long theme for
2 minutes long or 3 minutes long.
I could have three for each factions, and they would be 2 minutes. Then you would have more randomness, right? But I wouldn't be able to control very easily the transition from one.
Yeah, I see.
So a lot of them are actually.
But sometimes there are 2 or 3 teams in one song,
Yeah.
But those teams fit well together, so it's really great.
I'm happy to hear that. Thank you.
I think. At first, there is Heroes of Virtue. It's the main team, we can say so, or the intro team. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really great because when I hear it, I almost see and feel like that the heroes goes together and started to go to an adventure, something like that.
Yeah.
It was the case now, yeah.
Yeah.
And after that, there are some battle teams, if I remember, in the correct order, and they really represented the 80s music style of the video games, now, yeah? It was intended, yeah?
Oh, yeah, that's a very good, you have a good ear. So we decided, or I decided, and my partner who made the game,
Benjamin, if I remember.
Benjamin, yeah, he's the one that created Heroes Hour. He gave the decision to me. So my decision was to make the battle music 8-bit inspired music, and the overworld map is 16 from the 16-bit era. It's So the 8-bit music is with is emulating the sound of 8-bit synthesizing chips that make the synthesized audio the sound, and the 16-bit era was more very.
It's the average one, like the units you can average it.
Very short. Lo-fi samples were used more in that era, and it gives it a special sound. And then for the faction themes, I decided to have a modern sound.
Modern and classical sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, right. So or like acoustic instruments or
a guitar.
Yeah.
Or the mandolin, or what was in wild mandolin, or what it is called? You know, that
Probably, yes,
guitar-like thing. And
yeah.
those were also just digital and not real instruments or recorded
Mhm.
one. Hmm. Because it's
They, they,
felt it, you know, way it was real. It's really
they
great.
are virtual instruments. I
Virtual.
have, there are some songs with voices where I had actual
Yeah.
singers
Yes.
record.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard maybe order, beginning of order. Na 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 na, something like, if you remember the chorus.
No,
No, no.
no. The choirs are actually virtual instruments.
Huh.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes. There's a part for the
Invite maybe
the
a
dwarf
woman.
faction,
Dwarf.
earthen.
Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a lullaby.
Ah, yes.
I think it's the last part. Yeah, that was a singer that recorded that for me, and then the pirate faction.
Yes. In the middle part,
Yeah, I had
the
as well.
the man core or something like that.
Yeah,
Some man, if I remember well, yeah, in the, maybe at the middle, something
exactly.
like that. I really liked Tide also, the pirate faction, because
Yeah,
it was not the general one you heard many type of games and movies, because it has a feel that when pirates meet and live and work together, not just the pirate life, robbing, killing, etc., and getting some adventures and some chests of gold or something like that. But they had some calmer parts, I think, for about their lives in the team, and also about the adventure side of evil or good or bad and good together. You know,
right.
not just it's really great fun to be on an adventure, but it felt you can show us the both sides of that life. You know, the sadder parts, the funny and the good parts. It's
Right.
came together
Yeah.
for in this team, I think, for me, but who knows?
Yeah, I saw some art that the artists were developing, Benjamin and some other
Uh-huh.
people for Tide, and I thought that it looked like quite pleasant. Like
Yes.
these guys like to hang
Yes,
out
they
in
hang
a
out
nice
together.
beach,
It felt it.
very nice beach with nice sand and good weather.
The friendship of the pirates, you know. Yeah.
Yes.
And also, Pilar was for that Japanese live action, and it was really cool also because it managed to do the classical Japanese style of music, but sometimes you
Yeah.
managed to use some modernized things that you talk about it. So it was really great mixture. Also, Enclave, it was the really maybe the most modern one.
Yeah.
With decay, maybe decay and enclave, yeah, we can say so. Maybe some Michel Jarre also in there. You know.
Definitely for Enclave.
Mhm.
Definitely inspired by Zuluk.
Oh, Zuluk, uh-huh.
Yeah,
I need
and
to hear that.
the decay is actually very much inspired, and part of the melody is taken from one of my favorite soundtracks at all time, from a Amiga game called Utopia.
Ah, I heard about it. I think maybe we played it also, but
Uh,
maybe
it's
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 long in the past. But
it's a very old game, but the soundtrack is it's really amazing.
inspiration,
Yeah.
really great. Also, really like the wild, the nature faction, because it felt somebody wrote it on YouTube in a comment that it felt like the nature come together, the life of nature. You know, also the that you must respect nature. That there are
Hmm.
many parts came together in this melody. It feels felt some peace in it, peaceful times. with these war kind of era, in the game, because it's almost a war game, if you can say so, because you must defeat each other. Strategy game. So, but this fighting, it's almost a peaceful part of that warlike method era. So yeah. And also I really like Horde. It has the tribal, more African style a little bit, or Arabic style. So it's really varied with the themes. I really like all of them. Empire had some it's a little bit similar, like Inferno and Heroes Fight Magic series, with Inferno type of faction. Order, it's a little bit similar to the human-like factions from these games, and also I really like Arcane. It's a magic based faction. Yeah, it's mages almost, and not just mages, maybe also some alchemists. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So you asked me about the if my background has. It has had an effect on the music I do. I think for Arcane, the last part, it's also divided into two parts. Yes. And the last part is very much inspired by Cuban Guajira cha-cha-cha.
Oh yeah.
Rhythm.
It's really cool. Yeah. So that's where it came from, because it's a little bit different melody near the end. Yeah. I also really like Delirium. It's have a more darker tone, if you can say so. But also there is a circus-like feeling also.
Yes.
It's really great. Or the Sawtooth Peak, it was a faction, or it was a terrain, I don't know now. Sawtooth Peak. It's a team also, Sawtooth Peak.
Which one? I'm not sure.
Sawtooth Peak.
Yeah. Yeah, Sawtooth Peak.
It's a location, or maybe.
Yes, it is. It's
a map team.
It's always a challenge to come up with names for these songs, because there's not so much to go by.
But you have a lore, no? The game has a lore, and I saw a map also for the world, for the region.
But a lot of times when you compose the music, maybe there's not that much lore, or maybe you don't know what lore is going to be used, and so on. So.
You made the music before the main parts of the game finished, or something like that, so...
At the same time, in parallel. Yeah. But, so I guess that the music can also be a part of the lore, so... Somewhere in the Heroes of Our World there exists a Sawtooth Peak. Also,
or some relation with that, or something like that, with the place or the mood with it, or the people who are living there, so something like that, affection.
Yeah, I have to admit that it's mostly internal music production humor, because in music or synth theory, you can have a peak, for example, a resonant peak, a special frequency that is higher than other frequencies in the sound. And Sawtooth is also the name of a very basic synth waveform that you can use to produce more complex sounds. And you have a Sawtooth based sound in that song.
Yes. And also sometimes not just in that song, but Dance of the Elementals or Arcane, or some I felt some classical music, Mozart, Beethoven, etc. A little bit, with the stuff of. And also some Heroes of Might and Magic 3 Tower team, for the Arcane, yes, I said Fire with Inferno, something like that, so some similarities sometimes, but of course it's not intended, I think, but yeah. Because it's a similar type of games, yeah, Heroes games, Games Bounty, Heroes Hour, etc., etc.
I of course I listened to Heroes of Might and Magic music when I was going to do the music for Heroes Hour.
Because the game was an inspiration also, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But I was not very familiar with the music, so I listened to it, and I came to the conclusion that I am not good enough to compose or to do something similar. The music of Heroes of Might and Magic
maybe not fit well for this game also, because you can't do the same melodies for every game, so you must have to do something differently.
So the conclusion I came to was that instead of trying to do that and have the necessity of being a composer of the same caliber as the composer of Heroes of Might and Magic. So instead of doing that, I opted for just trying to be unlimited in the creativity and do
it's feeling, yeah, it's felt,
do crazier things.
Yeah, those are in the teams, your creation, your creativity, your inside the feelings. I felt it that way, but and it's really great. Also, really like Divine Worldliness. It's also about, I think it's a map team, if I remember well.
Yes, that's true.
And what Beyond and Further On, it's really great. So almost felt like you are starting on an adventure near a sea or something like that.
Right, yeah.
A Fabric of Sanity, I really like those. Warm of Campfire, Ballad of the Syrian Symphony for the Marching, and Wind, Thought and Voices, it's...
Some of the songs that you are mentioning are actually going to do a little bit of a comeback in Heroes Hour 2, but in
rearranged way or
rearrangement, more than rearrangement.
In Heroes 6 it was the same with some Heroes 2, 3, 5 songs with another composer's returned with rearranged instruments. It was a really great idea. That's great, because who couldn't play or didn't hear about it first, about the first part, Heroes Hour, when they will play Heroes Hour 2, Heroes Hour 2, they will know the main teams maybe from one, so because you will make them with rearranging, so yeah, it's really great.
That would be my hope.
You started the work already on the second part?
Oh yes. We are very much in the middle of development, both with coding the game and the soundtrack.
And so, do you have encoding also and programming then in these games now? Not just composing, but programming, coding, balancing.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Side. Yeah, definitely. I am. I also did the coding for Heroes Hour 1, but more so this time.
In general, or just on the map, or just on the battlefield, or how?
You mean what
type of coding or programming or designing, something like that?
We're a very small team, so I do do whatever needs to be done.
I see.
I just refactored the new save and load system, for example. It's not very sexy, but no, but I like this kind of more technical, nerdy backend programming.
I see.
Yeah.
I really like the way you talked about it. That's really inventing the combat part of the game. You know, not by the ordinary turn-based, but the faster auto battler and a little bit real time in mix between. But you can also pause it with the mouse and with spells. So it's really great mixture. And if I saw well in the second part, it will have some furnish and average on it, yeah. So it will be evolving, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. And also the graphic will be even better. I really like the style because you can see everything on the Mac quite fast and quite well from a newcomer. You know, I just play a little time yet, sadly, with the game, but I plan to play it even really more. But even that, with this little playtime, I can almost know everything, the main parts. I can almost understand where I need to find the most valuable, important things, you know. So I think that's really great. It's important to have a really great UI and map visuality, you know, because in this type of games you must need to get the most important artifact first, most important mines you can abridge your city and evolving, and you have to have a bigger army, you know. And I think it was a really great idea to mixture both of the little bit of the Warcraft style games and also the Heroes of Might and Magic games, but you have some really unique things in the game also, because every faction really different, the most different type of factions, I think, in any of these kind of games, because you must have played fully different really with each one. So it was really a surprise, a positive, good surprise for me.
Right.
With you know, every faction has maybe 4 or 5 really different type of unique buildings. Also, sometimes different type of resources that the others can't achieve or get. So, and also different type of mines. And also different type of tactics, summoning possibilities or something like that, or one faction can you know, resurrect the units, one can make more units from the enemy bodies and something like that. So it's really different. It's really great. Did you work on these too? Also the differentiation, you know, of the factions, also the balance, or Benjamin did that work mainly?
That was mostly Benjamin. I think maybe I did more UI development for those things, if anything.
I see, but it's quite great. I not quite like, honestly, the pixel art sometimes, but in this game and also Songs of Conquest that uses pixel art also, it was really done really well, I think. Because you managed to do that in a way that it was not too pixelized, if I can say so, but also has that style or feels, you know. So I can say so. This game can be good for everybody in this case, because the ones who really like the 80s style of music and the style of pixel art, they will really like the game with the most. But the others who have newcomers are just too young for this type of, you know, retro style game, because they been born in that period of time, just maybe just 20 years ago, maybe or less. But they can, I think they can like this game also. So it's a really great mixture of all the new, as you can say, also in the type of music. You know, use modernized style, classical styles, and 8 bits and 16 bits. It's a really great mixture, I think. You thought about this, or with both Benjamin, you had some really great ideas about these features, you know, in the game and also in the soundtrack.
Sorry, you are asking me?
That you managed to meet, that you have some meetings, or talks about these type of features the game has, these different type of factions, the 80 and 8-bit music and soundtrack. You planned with these, or just you managed to talk about it on a meeting and come up with these ideas?
When we did Heroes Hour 1, it was only Benjamin and me, so we had our different areas. Right, so he would, for example, update me on new game mechanics that he was doing, even if I wasn't involved in it. And we would talk about which parts I would do. There as well, I did more of a, I had more of a back end role, and he was developing.
You were behind the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just so the team containing just 2 person, two really great fan of this type of game. Benjamin and you just do, or there are more who can help.
There were some artists that helped Benjamin with pixel art assets, because there wasn't enough time and there was so much needed. Yeah.
I see. And you publishing the game also, your own game, or somebody help? Or how did you do the publishing itself?
We got a publisher. That's one of the first things I did when I got on board and started working full time. Sat in a lot of meeting with the publishers, right? And then we decided on Goblin Studios.
Yeah, it's an appropriate name.
Yes.
And it was not hard, because sometimes general indie game has some problems to find a good publisher. But this type of game may even more, because you have just a really little team, and also the budget was not so quite big. Yeah, of course, I think. And it was a retro feel game, and maybe some publisher didn't want to have a try just with this game, because they feared it will have lesser amount of fans and money and income. How did you manage to talk about it to that publisher that they wanted to be in, and then they wanted to publish the game? Because sometimes it was really hard, for little indie developers to find a publisher.
Yeah. So before I joined, Here's Our One had already started becoming big. It started on itch.io, and it just started growing, and we had more and more people coming to the Discord every day. So it was.
That's great.
It was already, I would say, considered a success for an indie game, or at least most people could see that it was about to be a big success. So
it was growing fast,
This industry is brutal. The indie game development industry is really brutal. I think I know a lot of indie developers that are much more experienced than me, and also better in every way, and they never make it. It's
I've met some other similarities, and
right. So I have been very privileged that I went straight into a very successful project, and I think I have hopes that I think are realistic, that Heroes Hour 2 is going to be even bigger.
Oh, that's great. And maybe released this year, or
sorry?
It will be released maybe this year. You know?
No,
No.
I don't think it's going to be released this year.
Or maybe just a beta or a early access. You know?
That is a possibility. There will be
Or a demo.
there will be something. There will be something. Yeah.
Now the new heroes there were a demo, and after that there was a demo, and after that there will be early access if I remember well. But even they postponed the game 2 times now, so but then they are a bigger team, so 40 or 50.
Right.
Or maybe
right.
more, but so it's not an easy job to make this type of games. Yeah,
I cannot confirm. I cannot confirm what it will be or when,
but something.
but something at some point, probably this year.
I see, and maybe some bits of new music maybe later. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
You see, and you will even some more experimenting now this time with the new teams, or what can you talk about the teams? You know, just in little general,
So
maybe different than the first part.
yes, no, this time will actually be less crazy. So most of the music
More
is
simpler, something like that.
not simpler, but it's going to be more how should I say, more traditional modern game music. So the battle music and the overworld map music and most of the theme music is going to be realistic sounding music.
More classical, more modernized, but there will be some 8-bits.
More cinematic, and not 8-bit music.
No.
And the reason for this is because it started as a strategy. I was thinking about the soundscape for the battles. We have a goal to have even bigger and crazier battles in Heroes Hour 2, but this it presents a problem because I very much like the sound effects to be retro 8-bit sounds because of the pixel art graphic, but the thing is that in 1988, 84, 85, those times when you had 8-bit 8-bit games, you had those kind of sound effects, but you could not have more than 10 things moving at maximum.
With the technical borders,
then we have a problem when we're trying to make a lot of units at the same time, and they're all going to make a lot of sounds all the time.
Yeah, I saw it on the trailer. It's much more crowded now.
So especially when you have,
and also the units are bigger now, in shape and size. Of course, if it's a dragon or a giant, maybe they are bigger now than in scale than in the first game.
Yes, I think so.
And it's good.
So when you have a lot of these sound effects that are a bit more lo-fi retro, they can. I mean, I love this kind of sounds, but they can be very harsh. They can be quite hard to listen to. So on top of that, if we have 8-bit music in the background, it's going to become a very, very hard and complex soundscape. So that's why I decided to have the music with more realistic instruments, because they are
grounded, because
they're more softer. Yeah,
more softer.
And this will give more space for the retro style sound effects to make a difference.
But you will use the same technique, the same programs, the virtual sounds.
Yes.
Yes. It seems interesting.
Yeah, but my goal is that unless you know it, you're not going to realize it.
Yes. That's really great. And also you make the sounds of the battles and
Yes,
hittings and everything else, the sounds of the
yes,
animals on the map and the sound of the sea or something like that. So,
yes, yes, yes.
huh?
Yeah, we have a new sound engine for Heroes Hour too.
Oh, so it's evolving also.
Yes, yes, and the key point is to help with getting the right sounds
At the right place, right
at the
time.
right place. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's a lot of fun.
It will be more realistic, not just with the graphics, everything, but the sound with the music. Huh?
Yeah.
It's great.
The sound effects will not be more realistic. It will be the low file retro style, and I think it's more important to make the whole sound picture
Well, see, together.
uh, work together. Yeah. So I have to always think that the sounds have to be very short, and they cannot take all the. You can't have one sound that takes all the.
Yeah, too long and maybe going into another almost. Yeah, if I can say.
Takes all the impression, right? So the other sounds don't get any space. Yeah, no, but it's a lot of fun. I invested in a big library with animal sounds
Huh.
to get sounds for the different
But
creatures.
somebody recorded those in the past somewhere, eh? Virtual,
Yes,
but
yes,
sometimes.
yes, yes. They are real recordings, and then I cut them. I take a little bit, maybe I fuse them, I merge them,
Maybe
or I
you can
flip them.
also near the house, the Swedish animals, sometimes came to you and you can have some recordings.
No, I've never done any recording. That's part of the technical side of music production that I never been interested in. It's very complex,
Oh, yeah.
and there's already so many disciplines that I needed to learn, with the music theory, synth theory, the music production software, and so on and so on. So recording is something that I never did. And when you have, for example, animal recordings for to create sound effects, it's very important that the sounds are clean, that you don't have background noise, right? So you need to buy them from professionals that have been able to record good sounds.
At the end of the wild team, there was a really great idea that the animals come together and you can hear all of them living in the forest or something like that. I don't know, but they felt
Yeah,
really real, and so it was really great.
yeah.
And
Do,
also
do,
Lament, did you use some rock, some 70s rock style
yes,
of
that's
music?
true. That's true.
It was really unique.
It was a little bit from
A game?
no, it was a discussion I had with Benjamin, and I think that he was trying to help me with inspiration by going. We went through all the factions, and he would tell me what is the expression of this faction, and with so many factions, at some point it starts to become difficult to distinguish them, right?
Oh, yeah.
So with Lament, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it gave me the impression that they were a little bit, emo rock, punk rock.
Yeah. Progressive rock or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So that's where I got it from.
I also really liked Essence and Ruined. Ruined has a little middle-aged feeling, Maybe Essence also, but a Druid or middle-aged like thing, yeah. I really like those, or folklore. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there were so many factions for 12 and 13 with the expansion, but the expansion had this 13th one with 6 of an alt faction or something like that, so you can choose them. It's so many, really. In the second part there will be many factions also, maybe not 2 or the same type amount of factions, but there will be more.
I can't really say because I'm only allowed to
Oh, I see.
to say things that
But
are
there will be some
confirmed.
new ones and some familiar ones, we can say, or
I know that there is an attempt at doing something a little bit different with the faction variety. That I think it's very interesting. And I can say more about it now, but I think it will.
exciting.
I think it will be exciting gameplay wise. Yeah.
That's great. And I saw on the trailer that the skill system will be similar, maybe with some enchantments, but it will be similar, yeah. And also the stats of heroes, units, and of course there will be new skills, yeah, new spells, everything, yeah. I think, yeah. And also some old one. If you can, if you know the first part, playing with it, you will have some familiar things, but also many new things, yeah. So if you play with the first one, you will have some comebacks, you know. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
And maybe with the lore too. There will be a campaign now, because in the first one, you know, there wasn't a classical campaign, you know.
No, it never had a single player campaign. And single player campaign for Heroes Hour 2, I cannot confirm yet.
Maybe we will see.
We will see.
Yeah, and with the online multiplayer also, maybe we will see. Yeah.
Yeah. So with the multiplayer, we have gone out and said that it's definitely on our list.
On the plan.
Things that we want to do. We know that in Heroes Hour 1, there still is a lot of multiplayer game, but we want to support it better. For sure.
Well, because many fans wanted to play against each other, you know.
Right, yeah.
In the first one, of course, there was a hot seat, luckily, but it's not the same because, you know, you can see each other. It's not the same. And sometimes they use the classical turn method, sometimes using the simultaneous turns, but it's harder to make tactically, so yeah, we will see. But the random maps in first one, and of course I think there will be in the second one, they are really, really detailed and deep, I think, and it's really great that we can see how the maps created when the game is loading the maps, so it's quite a good idea. But also we have several type of random maps, that it's not just a random map, but you have many type of in size, in methods, in categories, in shape and forms. It's really great. And also you can sail on the seas, yeah. You can use ships, yeah, if I remember. Also, yeah, you can use ships. So you can adventure water also. So
Right. Yes.
and maybe you planning, but we will see underground also. In this type of games, there is underground layer, or in some games there is upper layers on the surface of almost surface of a
Right.
moon or something like that in the city type of games. So yeah. But it's harder to make, of course. If you have more layers, more maps, more type of things, you will have even more work to do. So, but I saw on the trailer also that you managed to average the city screens, if you can say so. Yeah, it's more epic, more bigger, more beautiful. Yeah, the city screens, city
Yeah,
pictures.
we will. We are definitely working on giving the graphical style an upgrade.
Because it's felt retro, but it's maybe more beautiful, because maybe that for me it was a little bit too pixelized, the city screens, because there you need to have some deeper visualizations or graphics, because you will be there for many times, you will see it all the way. You must construct and build and buy your units. And sometimes maybe in the long run it's not so good idea on that, because when you use pixelization on the battlefield animation, it's not so bad, because you will use your units and managing them and marching with them and attack with them. It is not a bad thing, because it's not a picture. But on a picture, maybe sadly, I think its pixelization is not so good, maybe. But it's just my opinion.
Right.
But on the other side, it's really good. And the zoom, I really like the zoom, that we can zoom out and zoom in 100 times, out and in. So it's really detailed. It will be in the second part also, yeah, zooming out in a really great scale.
Yes. Yes.
It's quite great. And you have some advices and suggestions and bug reports, as everything else came from the first one. And experiences from the fans of the game, you can use it in the second part, yeah, also as a help.
Yeah.
And what did the fans say about what you should, repair, fixing, etc., or adding to the next game? If you can say so about it, something.
Yeah. So we have a public Discord, so anybody can join there, and we have a thread about Heroes Hour 2. I think one of the biggest things that people are asking about is multiplayer, better multiplayer support.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. I enjoy a lot the feeling that they want to play with each other. I mean, Here's Our One had several tournaments. I think it's probably still. I don't know really, but
Tournaments?
I think they are still being organized. Yes.
Yeah, really. In different type of countries, or
Yeah, probably. It's organized
about it, but it's really good.
through our Discord.
Maybe we will do the same. I managed to organize many Heroes of Might and Magic themed events and
Cool.
tournaments with different type of the games in the series, and also with Songs of Conquest. That's a Swedish game, also with pixelated graphics with Unity engine. Oh, what engine you use? Unity or what? It's your own or?
No, Unity.
Unity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange that now 5 or 6 these type of games use the same engine. The new Heroes, this Swedish game, your game.
Right.
Mathematic game, the Heroes of Science and Fiction is sci-fi, similar to that sci-fi themed game. It's using the same, and it's really interesting because there was a really big problem, a scandal almost with the Unity engine, some years ago.
Yeah.
But after that, it seemed that that problem is deleted. So I think, but we will see. Unity can be usable more easily for indie companies, though. In the teams, it's quite it can be used quite well, yeah.
I think so.
It's more easy to learn, or we can say so, than to the other engines, comparing to them.
I think so. I mean, it depends on what you compare. I definitely think it's easier than learning Unreal.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think there is another new engine for indies, the Godot engine. I think maybe Peter Molyneux did that engine for some years ago, but some of my friends use that for their games. Yeah.
Right.
For their platformer games, but they can use it for any type of games. But it's quite great because nowadays I think there are more younger video game makers came, and maybe they can release their games on Steam using Unity or Godot or something like this in the type of engines. And it's quite great, and also the system requirements are quite low, I think, no? So you can play it on maybe a tablet. You can play this game on a tablet or on a little PC, mini PC, something like that, laptop, etc. It has not a really big high requirement, so that is a good thing also, because in this way many type of gamers can play with the game, and maybe even more fans will know about the game and try it. After that they will have tournaments or suggestions or something like that, so it's a quite a great thing, I think.
Right.
Okay, thank you for the interview that we can talk about it, and I really wish well for the whole development that you will come for the different type of methods of the game development, designing the battle system we talk about it, or the map designing, or with the music, making of the new themes. I think it will have a long journey. It will be a long journey, but a really enjoy and joyful journey.
Yeah.
And we will see that when the game will come. But I hope it will have some, demo or early access within this year. We will see. So I can only congratulations to what you achieved and what you will achieve later. So and I hope it will be a really enjoyable development until the end, not just now. And that even more fans of this genre will know about the game and will try it later. And of course, with the multiplayer, I think the audience will be wider and wider if you can come up with that really wishlisted multiplayer feature.
Yeah, I hope so.
So thank you about the talks and about the interview, and I really hope that Benjamin will feeling the same, that the game evolving and raging really well, and you will have your own idea in the game whenever and whatever you want it to be in it, and there will be no errors, or missteps or something like that. But sadly, technical goes everywhere. So, but we will see that. I hope everything will be okay. So, thank you for the participation, and thank you for the viewers that watched or hearing this podcast or talk or interview. And I wish everything just good that I can, and wish my really great advices also for the new features as well. And we will see how it's still going, but I hope everything will be good. Okay, So thank you again, and have a good week and weekend soon.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.